look down. Don't look down. Oh, don't open the door!
Oh,
wait a minute. Wait.
Here, take my hand.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Newman, why didn't you ring the bell?
Because you always tell me if you're not home to let myself in with the key under the carpet 2 giant steps down the hallway.
I was home.
Well, I got into the habit of not ringing. And at my age, habits are hard to break. Now, I got for you today 3 blouses, 2 slacks, and 1, 2, 3, 4 gray tweed miniskirts.
These are not miniskirts. These are placemats.
Who can tell? I'll deliver your brown plaid suit tomorrow morning.
Thank you.
What were you doing on the ladder?
Oh, I was dusting that ledge above the doorway.
The ledge above the doorway? What are you, a fanatic?
My boyfriend's mother is coming here for dinner, Mr. Newman, which means that I am understandably anxious to make a good impression, and I'm understandably determined to have her understand that I am not a flashy little actress who doesn't understand how to run a home. Understand?
I understand. And if you need a reference, call me.
Thank you, Mr. Newman.
You can tell plenty about a person from their dry cleaning. Taste, income, sense of humor. Many times I look around my shop and think, how many eligible young hangers would be lucky to wind up in the same plastic bag as that girl?
Well, it's about 5:30.
You weren't supposed to be here till 6.
Yeah, I know. If you say hello to my mother, I'll tell you about it.
Oh, of course. Hello, Mrs. Hollinger. Welcome to New York.
Thank you, Anne. It's nice to see you again.
Same to you. Gee, I'm sorry I'm so flustered. It's just that I expected you at 6 o'clock, and I was just about to empty the garbage.
Don't let us stop you.
Here, let me do it, honey.
Thank you, Donald.
May I come in?
Oh, of course. Come in. Gee, I'm sorry. Forgive my appearance, but I didn't expect you until 6 o'clock, and I was just about ready to empty the garbage.
Yes, you already said that.
That's right, I did. I guess I'm just a little flustered.
Yes, you said that, too.
Here, honey.
Oh, thank you, Donald.
Donald.
Yeah.
Wait outside.
What for?
Anne is undressed.
Mom, she is not undressed. She is wearing a bulky bathrobe.
With no slippers. Excuse me a minute, but I'll just go in the other room and put on some bulky slippers.
Don't bother. If your feet arouse me, I'll leave the room.
Excuse me a minute. I'll just put this in the kitchen. Did you come here straight from the airport?
No, unfortunately, there was a mix-up at the hotel. My room won't be available until tomorrow afternoon.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, it's not so terrible. She can spend the night at my place. We came here first because it was on the way and it was silly to make 2 trips.
Donald, it seems just as silly to go all the way back to your apartment when she can spend the night here.
Oh, no, certainly not. I couldn't dream of imposing.
Oh, please do. I mean, you wouldn't be imposing. I'd be honored to have you, and you could get to know me, and I could get to know you.
Anne, I think it would be better if Mother spent the night at my place.
It would not. Donald, why lug her luggage all the way over to your place, and then in the morning lug it over to the hotel? If she stays here, you only have to lug it once.
Yeah, but I really think it would be...
And besides, your place is a man's place, and my place is a woman's place. So why not stay at my place?
Mother, I sincerely feel it would be better
It really would be simpler, and as long as Anne insists.
Good. See, Donald, the subject is closed. Your mother is staying here. So you just lug her luggage into my bedroom.
Donald,
Yes, Mom.
how did you know
How did I know what?
where her bedroom is?
Oh, come on, Mom.
It's a logical question, isn't it?
Mrs. Hollinger, the reason Donald knows where my bedroom is because he's seen me come out of it several times when I've kept him waiting on some of our dates.
Now that's a logical answer. Although not the only one.
Anne, will you show me where to put these?
Oh, anywhere, Donald, on the floor.
Show me where on the floor.
Anywhere. Later I'll show you. Excuse me, Mrs. Hollinger. I'll just be a second.
I should hope so.
Why did you do it? Why did you do it?
I'm trying to be charming.
I don't want her to stay here.
Why not?
Because something might go wrong.
Donald, what could possibly go wrong?
I don't know. But I'm sure you'll be able to arrange it.
Oh, no, thank you, Mrs. Hollinger. I'm just throwing together an ordinary, everyday kind of dinner.
Oh, what are we having?
Turtle soup, hearts of palm, salad vinaigrette, beef bourguignon, and baked Alaska.
That's pretty fancy throwing.
Well, I have a theory, Mrs. Hollinger, that any man who works hard all day is entitled to as good a dinner as a woman can serve him.
You know, that's my theory, too. However,
However, what?
Don doesn't like beef bourguignon.
He doesn't?
No.
Gee, that's funny. I thought he loved it.
Well, you were mistaken.
Mistaken about what?
Oh, your mother was just saying that you don't like beef bourguignon, and I was saying that you did.
Beef bourguignon? I love it.
Well, when I made it for you in St. Louis, you refused to eat it. You wanted a cheeseburger.
How old was I?
13.
Mom, my tastes have changed.
Yes, he's learned to experiment
Oh?
in food.
Anne,
Yes, Mrs. Hollinger.
when you have a moment, would you show me where I can put some of my clothes so they don't get crushed?
Oh, for heaven's sakes, of course. I don't know why I didn't think of that. My gosh, I can do it right now. Thank you. Right this way.
Mom, isn't she terrific?
Hmm?
I'll rephrase that. Isn't she terrific?
Terrific might be sufficient for some people, but for my son, only the best.
Will 2 drawers be enough?
One drawer will be enough.
Let me give you 2.
I prefer one.
1 drawer coming up. I'll just put this stuff up here temporarily, and then later on I can find another place for it.
They're very pretty.
Oh, thank you. Oh, my, thanks.
Isn't this a bit chilly?
In the winter, yes. In the summer, no.
It's rather daring.
It is?
Perhaps the word is provocative.
Yes. Well,
Perhaps the word is sexy.
Donald, don't look.
Well, I've seen it before.
You have?
yes. He gave it to me for my birthday.
You gave this to Anne for her birthday?
Yes. Yeah, but the next day I was stricken with regret.
Why?
Well, because it was more than I wanted to spend. Actually, what I was looking for was a sweatshirt, but they didn't have any in her size.
Donald, will you please stop teasing? Mrs. Hollinger, I'm sorry if you were
Your
shocked, but
father didn't give me anything like this until we'd been married for 7 years.
Me either. That's why I bought it. Psychologically speaking, I've always felt deprived.
Donald, will you please stop it?
Okay. Ladies, you know what I think I'll do?
What?
I think I'll get myself a drink. Of water.
Oh, thank you.
Don't mention it.
Mrs. Hollinger.
Please, let's not discuss it any further. What my son gives you for your birthday is none of my business.
For my birthday before that, he gave me a dictionary.
That's none of my business. Wouldn't be my business if he gave you marijuana.
I don't smoke.
After all, he is no longer a child. He is an adult.
That's a very perceptive point.
And believe me, I have never been the type of mother who interferes.
Oh, no, I know that. Donald's told me that millions of times.
I've learned to grin and bear it.
Mrs. Hollinger,
Yes?
are you positive one drawer's enough?
Positive. All I need now is a little hanging space for my clothes.
Oh, of course. Here, right in here, I'll try and make some room. Now, there. Is that enough?
Thank you.
My pleasure. Well, if you can manage alone, I guess I better get back to my dinner. All right?
Whatever you wish. It's none of my business. Anne, are these yours?
Oh, what mine?
These slacks. They look too big for you.
Oh, those. No, those aren't mine. Those are Donald's. Hi.
Hi.
Donald,
What?
you and I are in big trouble with your mother.
Why are you and I in big trouble with my mother?
Because your pants are hanging in my closet and I'm feeling so sad. Mrs. Hollinger, I can certainly appreciate what must be going through your mind. I mean, after all, you are Donald's mother. Isn't that right, Donald?
Oh, that's right. If she's my mother.
And I assure you, Mrs. Hollinger, that I can explain Donald's pants to your complete and utter satisfaction.
I think the wisest thing to do is to pretend I never saw them.
Oh, that would be wise. That would be very wise for Mother to pretend that she never...
Oh, Donald, that's ridiculous. I mean, it's so easy to explain in this instance. You see, Mrs. Hollinger, a week ago, I had a party.
Obviously.
Mrs. Hollinger, those pants don't belong in my closet. They belong in Donald's closet. Here, put these pants in your closet.
Isn't that like locking the barn door after the horse has been stolen?
No. And if you will keep an open mind while we attempt to explain, we will attempt to explain.
Yes. Well, we had this little impromptu gathering here at my apartment. There was Donald and I, and these two extremely stable married couples. The Baughmans, who live next door, and the Scotts, who don't.
Don't what?
Live next door. Mr. Scott, Bill, is a non-traveling salesman, and Audrey, his wife, is a Sunday school teacher. She teaches Sunday school. On Sunday.
Hey, honey, get to the pizza.
I was just setting the scene. Anyhow, we all decided that we should send out for pizza. So that's what we did. We sent out for pizza, and while we were eating it, Donald spilled it in his lap, all over his pants.
So Jerry Bauman, who lives down the hall, loaned me a pair of his pants.
Right. And I sent Donald's pants to the neighborhood cleaner, Mr. Newman, and he brought them back today, and that's why you found them in my closet. See?
I see. I have only one question. How does one spill pizza?
Well, if one doesn't watch what one's doing, one spills it.
Pizza is solid, not liquid.
But it's gooey. And you see, we ordered the combination number 6, which has got anchovies.
Honey, that's irrelevant. Spilled is the wrong word. I dropped my pizza in my lap upside down.
Your honey said you spilled it.
What difference does that make?
None at all. If you say that's what happened, that's what happened. And even if it didn't, it's none of my business.
I'll get the Baughmans.
Well, what for?
To testify for us.
That isn't necessary. You gave me your explanation, and I accept it. Donald.
Yes, Mother.
Will you put these someplace else? They make me nervous.
Yes, Mother.
And don't use that tone with me. You are still my son. A son is a son till he takes him a wife. But his mother is his mother. All of his life.
That's a lovely sentiment, Mrs. Hollinger. Donald, your mother's a hard woman to convince.
I agree with you. So does my father.
Donald, this isn't funny.
Honey, what are you worried about? You know how my pants ended up in your closet.
Well, of course I do. You were eating pizza. You spilled it on your pants. I sent them to the cleaners, and Mr. Newman delivered them.
I believe you.
Thank you, Donald.
Where are you going?
I'm going to finish my hearts of palm salad. But my heart won't be in it.
Good morning.
Good morning. There are no available witnesses. The Bowmans are out of town, and I can't reach the Scotts until tonight.
Honey, are we going to start this again?
No. I just thought that maybe we could get some statements out of the Bowmans and the Scotts. And wait a minute. I can call Bill Scott at his office.
Bill Scott doesn't have an office. He's a door-to-door salesman.
Oh, that's right. What's his territory?
Brooklyn. You want to set up a stakeout?
Don't.
Honey, listen, if my mother won't... Okay, if she won't believe us, she's not going to believe a statement from the Bowmans and the Scotts.
Even if they're notarized?
Darling, if she wants to convict us on circumstantial evidence, that's her problem.
You're right. You're absolutely right. I'm never even going to mention them again. It. His pants, them are it.
It's optional.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mrs. Hollinger.
Hi, Mom. How'd you sleep?
Fine. I always sleep fine. I guess it's the blessing of a clear conscience.
Well, Donald and I thought you might enjoy going out for breakfast.
Oh, that would be nice.
Good. Where would you girls like to go?
Well, why don't we go to the pizza parlor? Maybe we could run into somebody.
Honey, we just agreed not to.
What did you agree not to?
Oh, we agreed not to mention that we're just starving. Well, why don't we go someplace for pants and eggs? I mean, ham and eggs. Come on, Mrs. Hollinger.
1, 2. Miss Marie's residence. To whom am I speaking?
You're speaking to her father. To whom am I speaking?
Siegfried S. Newman. Cleaning, pressing, and alterations. She's not here. She's out.
Oh, you leave a note saying that her father called to say hello?
With pleasure. Oh, by the way, your pants are here.
What pants?
The pants, the men's pants with the pizza stains that your daughter had me clean and press.
Pizza stains? They weren't mine.
They weren't? Oh, excuse me. Since I know Miss Marie isn't married, I assume...
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. My daughter had a pair of strange men's pants in her apartment?
They weren't so strange. No cuffs and no pleats, but... listen, forget I mentioned it.
Forget it. I don't want to forget it.
Mr. Marie, I'm a father myself.
So what?
So forgive her. In this day and age, one pair of men's pants isn't such a big deal.
It is to me, sir. It is to me. And you may rest assured that I'm going to get to the bottom of them. Of this. Thank you.
You're welcome. Your father called to say hello.
I'm certain it is. However, I've never acquired a taste for grease at... Oh,
Daddy.
Good morning.
Hello, Mr. Marie. You remember my mother, Mrs. Hollinger, Ann's father, Mr. Marie.
how nice to see you again.
Likewise.
Well, what a lovely surprise.
One surprise deserves another. I'd like to speak to you. Alone.
Daddy...
Oh, that's quite all right, I assure you. We were just leaving. Donald, get my bags and your trousers and take me to my hotel.
Oh, Donald took his trousers home last night.
Then they were your pants.
Which pants?
The pants everybody in New York is talking about.
Daddy, who's everybody in New York?
Siegfried S. Newman, cleaning, pressing, and alterations. That's who's everybody in New York.
Oh, you called while we were out and Mr. Newman was in.
Correct. Young man, I hesitate to say this in front of your mother, but you belong in federal prison.
How dare you?
Mom.
Daddy, you shouldn't talk to Donald like that.
You're absolutely right. I should be addressing myself to his mother. Mrs. Hollinger, I do not appreciate your son's pants in my daughter's apartment.
Your lack of appreciation, sir, should be directed to your daughter, not to me.
Why, you dirty...
Daddy!
Mr. Murray, may I remind you, you're speaking to my mother.
Don't change the subject. What about your pants?
I can explain my pants.
Donald, Daddy, I can explain his pants, too. Donald spilled pizza all over them, and I sent them to my cleaners. It's as simple as that.
How do you spill pizza?
That's what I wanted to know.
He's obviously covering up, because he contributed to HUD delinquency.
He has not. He hasn't contributed to one single thing.
I gave it the office.
Donald, serious accusations are being made.
And none of them are true, Daddy.
Of course they're not true. Men's trousers are never found in young ladies' closets unless they have been invited.
How do you invite pants to a closet?
Simple. Dear Pants, the pleasure of your company is requested in my closet.
Don't make jokes. Nobody makes jokes about my daughter's morals. Not even my daughter.
Okay, Daddy, I'm sorry.
You think I don't know what men his age are like? Don't believe it. I've been there, Charlie Brown.
Charlie Brown?
It's always the man who does the seducing.
Bourgeois.
Bourgeois?
I beg your pardon.
You are talking to a St. Louis woman. I know who does the seducing.
Charlie Brown means the St. Louis woman.
Mother.
You stay out of this, Donald. My son wouldn't be the first unsuspecting male who fell prey to a designing woman.
Designing woman? That child?
I don't believe this. I must be dreaming.
If you are, I'm having the same dream.
Donald, please, we're in enough trouble.
I'll have you know that my daughter is trustworthy, honest, truthful.
And my son is forthright, respectful, obedient,
Reverent, kind, neat.
thrifty.
I think we've just been elected Brownies of the Year.
Congratulations.
Daddy, Mrs. Hollinger, if you really believe we're all the things you say we are, then what's all the fuss about?
Right. I mean, how can you be all that trustworthy, forthright, respectful, reverent, obedient, and kind, and still have any time left over to seduce anybody?
Right. And, Daddy, if I hadn't been so neat, I wouldn't have sent Donald's pants to the cleaners in the first place. Oh, look at it. Mr. Newman.
Excuse me for ringing, but I couldn't find the key.
Oh, Mr. Newman, this is Mrs. Hollinger, my father, Mr. Marie, and Donald Hollinger.
Enchanted. Miss Marie, I came to tell you that I made a mistake. I delivered to you a pair of men's pants that I should have delivered to apartment 3C. Somehow, it got intermingled with your dresses. But accidents will happen. So, if you'll be good enough to give me those pants...
Mr. Newman.
Yes?
Nice try.
I've always
That's
liked
right, I know.
her
Daddy, it was a great idea to take us all here to dinner.
It certainly was, Mr. Murray.
My pleasure. Well, Mrs. Hollinger, I guess you'll have a lot to talk about when you get back to St. Louis.
We had a lot to talk about before I left, Mr. Marie.
Isn't it a shame, Daddy, that Mother and Mr. Hollinger couldn't be with us?
Yes, well, as a matter of fact... My boy, you never eat pizza with a knife and fork. You'll spill it on your pants.